everybody. My name is Advance, and this is Advanced Sports Talk. All right, so I'm always on YouTube. I came across a reel that I thought might be interesting to talk about, so let's watch it, and then we're gonna chop it up together. Why does Russ got a little snot coming out of his nose right there?
The AFC West has been a huge letdown so far this season. Remember when the Broncos traded away their souls for Russell Wilson? Or when the Raiders traded for Devonta Adams and signed pass rusher Chandler Jones? Or when the Chargers traded for Khalil Mack and signed J.C. Jackson? All these moves were a must-win-now approach to give them the best chance to win the AFC West. Meanwhile, the Chiefs traded away Tyreek Hill, saving money, building up draft capital, opting instead to sign some smaller deals and basically go through the draft to keep their roster younger and cheaper with an eye on the future. And after all this happened, everyone prematurely crowned the AFC West the best division in the NFL. With many saying the Chiefs more than likely would not win the division. Well,
I was one of those people.
Of the season, the Raiders are doing so bad that Derek Carr is crying. Russell Wilson's offense is the lowest scoring offense in the entire NFL. The Chargers are near 500 with injuries continuing to pile up, and the Chiefs are not only at the top of the West, but are also currently the #1 seed in the AFC. So I think it's safe to say that no matter what moves these teams make, it's simply not good enough because the Chiefs are just that much better.
I agree with that. Yeah, so basically, everything that they said was absolutely correct. So I have you can go back on my channel and you'll see that I was the first one to say, like, after round 1 of the draft, I said if the after they announced that they were trading Tyreek Hill, I said that they might be in trouble. I said the Chiefs might be in trouble. But the Chiefs are in a lot better position because I had the same criticism for the Packers because I said, yeah, man, they traded away Devonta Adams. So basically, what we thought was going to happen to the Chiefs is now happening to the Packers. I said they both was in the same boat because you had Tyreek Hill and Devonta Adams was the unquestioned #1 and #2 of #1 and #2 receivers of the league. So yeah, and they alternate back and forth every so often. Well, no, D-Hop hadn't been in there since he left. Since he left Houston, but they still making. Any case, no, that's neither here nor there. Tyreek Hill, Devonta Adams were #1 and #2. So we knew that the teams were gonna really struggle in some form or fashion without them there. Problem is that, all right, so the Chiefs, for one, still have Travis Kelce. Sorry. So they still have Travis Kelce. And they had a whole bunch of average receivers. They're above average. Let's just say they're good. We had good receivers, but they weren't elite receivers. They weren't top 5 receivers. But if you remember any of the breakdowns that I've done for the Chiefs games or anything, I said it was always, all right, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and another random receiver. That could have been McCole Hardman. It could have been Sammy Watkins. It could have been Demarcus Robinson. There we go. It could have been any of those other 3 that would have gone off. So fact of the matter is that losing Tyreek Hill didn't really affect the team that much because any of those other receivers could have stepped up and plugged that hole. Like Mahomes could fit it to anybody, and they would catch it. But then we come to the situation with the Packers where they don't have that. They don't have that issue. But with the Chiefs, they actually went ahead and drafted first round receivers So yeah, there's that. They took a step in trying to address those needs. The Packers did not. I mean, they got Romeo Dobbs, they got Christian Watson, they got I think they got who else they got? They got Alan Lazard. Lazard stepped up for a couple of games, but ultimately the stint for the last few weeks, or the stigma for the last few weeks, is that Aaron Rodgers can't trust his receivers. So yeah. But in any case, this is about the AFC West. So we're going to migrate back over to AFC West. Now, they as far as like the Devonta Adams trade to Oakland, yeah, everybody thought that was going to be the end all be all, but what we forgot to mention was the fact that Derek Carr was their quarterback. Now, Derek Carr is a competent quarterback, but he's not like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady level. Could you imagine what Tom Brady would do with a Devonta Adams? Granted, he's got Mike Evans, he's got Chris Godwin, but Devonta Adams got that speed, oh man. But so, I mean, there's a reason why Devonta Adams being traded to the Raiders automatically made him the face of the organization, which is crazy. Now they have Darren Waller, but Darren Waller's been all but absent this year, so, and that's not his fault, it's injuries. So, they got they got a couple other people over there, but then come the Chargers. Man, the Chargers has really underperformed this year, and that goes to show you how valuable Keenan Allen is to their offense. Even though like a couple years ago he came out saying why am I not a top 5 receiver? Well, I mean, because you don't have top 5 stats. Granted, you are the best receiver on your team, but that don't make you top 5. So, but hey, and I like Keenan Allen. Every fantasy football draft, I always draft Keenan Allen when I got the chance, So, but hey, no. Fact of the matter is, yeah, man, like the Chargers have definitely like underperformed this year, and like I was one of those people that said, man, AFC West is going to be something to watch out for. I think I might have said that on a previous video. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I was definitely coming into this season saying, like, oh, man, they about to shake up things in the West. Let's see how the Chiefs perform. And I did say that based on how the Chiefs perform was gonna really determine how things went in that division. And as it turns out, it actually losing Tyreek Hill actually did wonders for Mahomes on 2 levels. One, it allows him to spread the ball out a lot more. Like they even said on week 1, I think it was week 1 or week 2, they said like, hey, sorry fantasy owners, but it's going to be a different person every week. And even I don't know who it's going to be. So, yeah. Basically, the only Chiefs wide receiver that you can definitely pick up or draft in fantasy with 100% certainty was Travis Kelce. And he's a tight end, not a receiver, but still. Man, so, yeah. So who was left? We talked about the Chiefs, talked about the Raiders, talked about the Chargers. Oh, let's talk about the Denver Broncos. Hold on. Get Russ Snot Bubble back up here real quick. So, where to go with? You want to talk about wasted potential, man? If I was Denver, I'd be trying to see if I can give my quarterback. Okay, all right. That was my dad joke for the evening, man. But look, truth be told, all right, me and a buddy of mine was talking. He's a Denver fan, And I asked him how he felt about the Aaron Rodgers trade, and he said he loved it. And I said, now, you know that's a double-edged sword, right? Because you have no idea what Russell Wilson you're getting. You know, I've said that on a previous video as well. There's two Russell Wilsons, right? There's a Russell Wilson from weeks 1 through 8, and then a Russell Wilson from weeks 9 through 16. Well, now it would be 9 through 17. The Russell Wilson weeks 1 through 8 in the first half of the season is the Russell Wilson. He's a great leader. He's a good quarterback. He's got good stats. He'll be at the top of the league in passing. You know, utilizing the weapons that he had, DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Then he's in the talk for the MVP conversation. He's the MVP front runner. But after week 9, that's when his stats start going nose diving, you know. So yeah, that was, I said, now depending on which Russell Wilson you get, that might be a good trade. It might be, but hey, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think he's done. Like, you kind of cross your fingers and you hope that maybe all he needed was just a change in scenery. So yeah, but you know, now with how things have turned out so far, it's not looking too good for Denver, man. Like, I don't know if it's the chemistry with Russell being on a new team. We don't know if things are good at home in his home life, or I don't know. Like, cause it's like he left a good situation to go to a good situation, you know. Like, they got some good receivers over there. They got some decent running backs. Again, they're not top 5, maybe on the cusp of top 10, but you know, they got a solid defense. And you know, like, Russ could have made the best out of that, but for whatever reason, he just hasn't succeeded in Denver. You know, so I don't know. Maybe he needs another year. I mean, at this point, Denver kind of gotta stick with him because, you know, they gave up a lot to get him. So yeah. Man, yeah, Seattle definitely worked out in that trade, and they're not even using the quarterback that they got in the deal, Drew Lock. Like, I know he was injured early on, but like, hey, I said last year that, you know, when Russ finger got fucked up, that Geno probably should have did enough to earn a starting job somewhere, because that 4-game stretch, well, I think he was like 3-1, or was it 5 games? He was 3-2. I know he won 3 games, but still, I mean, man. Fact of the matter is, yeah, I thought the AFC West was going to be more entertaining to watch. I definitely thought that Devonta Adams would be. I knew his position was going to drop a lot, because when you're a number 1 receiver, that's mainly also due to the quarterback's ability to get you the ball. Like, I knew it was going to drop some, but I didn't know it was going to drop that much. If anything, I would have thought Devonta Adams would have elevated Derek Carr, but he didn't. So, yeah, it's a shame to think about. But, you know, like, hey, we'll see how these teams progress next year. And as for the Chargers, this is Justin Herbert's 3rd year. I think, Mike Williams still got a couple years on him. Mike Williams just keep getting hurt, man. Like, Keenan Allen, he's getting up there, and I don't see his injury history getting better. But when he's healthy, you know, the Chargers can compete with the best teams in the league. They still got Eckler, which is good. And you know they got I think they got behind him. They got Joshua Kelly, and oh man, I forgot who that rookie was. But fact of the matter is that yeah, this is where they at now. So that's it. That's just my take on how the AFC West is so far. My name's Advance. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on everything you see down at the bottom. I'm out.